Hi, everybody. I know that I said that I was going to come on at 4 o'clock, but my schedule kind of changed a little bit, so I am going on a little bit earlier now. Please forgive me. For those who don't know, I am Laticia Norton, your life coach, and I just had some things that were on my agenda that I really wanted to discuss with you guys because what's happening right now is affecting a lot of people mentally, I guess I can say. So I wanted to actually come on and say something about that. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. Um, I am the daughter of a pastor, and I am a hairstylist. I am a product maker. I have my own natural hair product line, and I have my own salon. I'm also an author, and I have experience in psychology, college education in psychology. I have a life coaching certification. I have an extensive background. Let's just say I've been doing this thing for a little bit. I also have a mentoring program. Um, I'm trying to look at two cameras, by the way. So if you notice me looking down or looking up, I'm on Facebook and Instagram at the same time, and that's new to me. So forgive me for not making eye contact with you. But I am also a co-partner of a women's mentoring program called Pathway to Purpose, and I have a podcast called Kingdom Perspective Live that we do, and that is all within the ramifications of my gift or my calling, the thing that God called me to do, which is to help people find their purpose and to help them walk it out. So I'm gonna get into it. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit about me. And like I said, I was saying my passion. This has always been something that I've had a passion for from the time that I was a little girl. I've always wanted to. I had kind of a knack for solving problems. I've always wanted to help other people solve problems. And so some of the stuff, and I got some of this written down that I'm addressing so that I don't miss anything. But there was a saying that I heard, and I want to get into that, and I'll tell you more about the topic that I have on here in just a minute. But one of the things that I heard was that a good person learns from their mistakes, and a great person learns from others' mistakes. So I can tell you from experience that a lot of the things that I know and a lot of things that I've experienced are from my own mistakes, and that's just me being a little transparent. But my goal and my mission in life right now is to help you be great so that you can learn from my mistakes and not have to walk out a lot of the same stuff that I went through. Why do I do that? Why do I do that? It's definitely not about money. It's not about notoriety. It's not about any of those things. It's the heart that is in me. That's the heart that God gave me to actually genuinely and naturally care for people. Like, I don't, sometimes, can I be totally transparent? Sometimes I would rather not even do it because it's discouraging to me at some point when it seems like it's not being received. So, and anybody who's a life coach, so I'm going to say pray for your life coaches and your pastors and your counselors and your mentors because they are not okay. Because that's a job that when you do it, you have to be open to the fact that it may not be received the way that you give it, or it may not be, we're called to help people sometimes that don't know they need help. So that's a hard thing to do within itself, is to be able to give someone something that they don't even know they need. So that's why I say keep us in your prayers, because in a time like what we're living through right now, it is very, very necessary that people like us do what we do. And like I said, we're open right now for conversations. You can literally comment on here. I'm going to talk to you live. That's why I did this live, because I want to hear what you guys have to say about anything that I'm saying. And I'm going to tell you another thing that we like is go ahead and conversate with us, comment and talk to us, because that's the thing that we love. That's the thing that lets us know that we are in the right area with what we're doing. That lets us know that we are moving in our actual purpose and giving you things that are edifying. And not only do I want you to like or comment, but I want you to share, because sharing is caring. Just leave it at that. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring about other people and what they need. If you heard anything that you needed, the best thing for you to do is give it to somebody else. Because I heard, and it was kind of crazy that I ended up clicking on this today, but I heard a pastor say this morning that In our pursuit in excellence, we are pursuing excellence for other people. We pursue excellence for other people, and in that pursuit is where we get our healing, and in that pursuit is where we get our blessings. So we don't look for it from the masses. We look for it from God, but we want to make sure we're walking out that pursuit for excellence for other people. And my favorite saying is, excellence is the only standard. There's no other. If you anticipate anything less than excellence, then you're shooting for a low aim. The goal is too low. You got to aim higher. So excellence is the only standard. Okay, so let me make sure. Okay, I think I got all that. Now, let me see. Yeah. Now we're gonna get into the meat of why I'm actually on here. With everything that's going on in the world right now, we're all here. We know what's going on with everything that's going on in the world right now. Depression is at an all-time high. Being able to see your vision is very obscured. Your purpose is like not even evident, and to some it's not even important. Like right now, it's not even important compared to whether or not we have enough food to eat, or whether we have enough toilet paper, or compared to the things that we're dealing with right now. Your purpose seems to be secondary or third-dairy, if that's a word, to our current state. But what I'm saying right now is that it is you may not feel like you're in control of it right now. That's pretty much where we're at. You may not feel like you're in control of your purpose. You may not feel like you're in control of much of anything right now. But I'm just gonna let you know that that's not true. It couldn't be further from the truth. And I've heard multiple people say this. It's been said repeatedly. If you've been on Facebook, if you've been online, if you've been listening to anybody that's been talking to you, they're telling you that now is a time where if you don't have control over anything else in your life, you have control over your future. If you don't control, I'm talking about if you don't control anything else, you do control your future right now. Because in the time that we have been told that we have to stop all other things, the one thing that you don't have to stop is your growth. The one thing you don't have to stop is how much you work towards a certain goal. And that stuff always happens in secret. It always happens in a quiet place. So when we start feeling like, oh, okay, being among people is not where you do your best work. You don't learn what you need to learn being around the masses. So when you're in your lockdown or your shutout or whatever it is, the quarantine or whatever it is that we may end up having to go through, that is the time where you can accomplish some goals that you've been saying you want to do for so long and never having the time to do it. You have so much control over your future. Because the one thing that we do know, if we don't know anything else right now, is that this too shall pass. This is going to pass. And what side the pendulum swings in your life is determined by what you do in this time. What side things sway in your life is going to be determined by what you're doing in this time right now. If it's spiritual growth that you're aspiring to have a better relationship with God, or getting to know who God is and what He has for your life, if it's professional, and you want to start a business and you got a lot of research that you need to do, this is a good time to do it. If it's building relationship with your family, this is a good time to do it. I'm just trying to give you because the only thing that's going to change, nothing changes until you change your mind. When your mind changes, that's when things in your life can begin to change. Nothing happens until your mind changes. So it depends on right now how you're looking at it. How are you looking at the time that you have? And what are you going to do with the time that you have? I'm sorry, I've been ignoring y'all up there. But that's what we have to actually pay attention to. What exactly are we doing with the time that we are given right now? Are we going to look at it from a positive outlook? Are we going to have a positive perspective? Are we going to accomplish some things? There's some people who want to go back to school, and you can go to school online. Why not go ahead and apply for school now? Oh, because I have some student loans that's in default, and I can't do this. Well, listen to me, I know this personally. Go and call now, because this is the time right now where they are forgiving a lot of that stuff. So who knows what God has already lined up for you to be able to walk into in this time. Call, find out what you need to find out, and go ahead and start your classes. By the time you come out of this thing, you're going to come out that much stronger if you utilize this time and do something productive with it. No sitting around and moping and wondering what's next. What's next is what you make it. It's what you make it. So I have this thing that was given to me. It was just kind of a question, I guess, that was asked to me. It was, well, how do you know when it's purpose, or how do you know when you are walking out purpose, or where purpose is even evident in your life, or do you even have a purpose? How do you know? I will say to you that there are some things that we call feelings, and there are some things that we call ideas, and you call it a feeling, but I call it purpose. And see, let me explain, because the feeling may not seem like an outcome or ends to a mean, but it's a feeling that says something's been saying, something's been telling me. I've been getting this feeling that I need to get some research on starting this business, or I've been getting this feeling that I need to go back to school, or I've been getting this feeling that I needed to start writing this book, and I can't shake it. I don't know what it is, but it's just like overwhelming. For like the last month or for the last 2 months, I've been getting these feelings. And those feelings are not just feelings, and you're not supposed to shake them, because they are in direct alignment with your purpose. Now, I want to make sure you guys are hearing me. They are in direct alignment with your purpose. It may not be your purpose that when you go to school, you may not even understand what you're supposed to be doing with the schooling or the education that you're supposed to be getting. But it all will be revealed in time if you start following the steps. Some things we all see through a glass darkly. That's scripture. So if we are able to see the whole picture, sometimes we'll go about it doing it our way. Sometimes we'll try to create the path, but God doesn't want us to create the path. He wants to give us the path. He wants us to follow his direction. So sometimes he'll just give it to you step by step. So understand that even when you walk out one thing, you might be walking out a step that's leading you in the direction of your purpose. I have a story that I want to use, and I wish that I could tag her. Somebody tag her. Just call me Luck. Deandra Mathis. I'm not sure if that's what her name is on Facebook or Instagram. I think it's just Call Me Luck on Instagram, and it's Deandra Mathis on Facebook. Somebody tag her, because I'm going to get ready to tell her story, and I don't want her to know. I don't want her to not know that I'm telling her story in its mildness. I'm not going to tell it like she can tell it. But what I saw in her was exactly what we're talking about right now. I saw that she was ready to change some things in her life, just personal stuff. Like, I just decided, what does working out have to do with my purpose? I just decided I want to be healthier. I just decided I want to be healthier. So she decided to go ahead and start her health journey and fixing some things in her personal life, and in her health, and in her health state. She wanted to be a better person. And in that process, something was birthed. In the process of her walking out just her personal journey. See, and that's where we get lost a lot of times, because we can't put the dots together, because we can't connect the dots and make it all make sense. It must not be purpose, right? That's how we feel. It must not be purpose. If I can't make it make sense, it can't be my purpose. But I'm sure she didn't anticipate being a fitness instructor. I'm sure that wasn't the plan when she decided to just take on a healthy approach to life. So the things that don't make sense to you, the things that you didn't plan, the things that you can't make fall into alignment in your perspective, it doesn't mean that they don't have a reason for being. So I want you to think, go back into your repertoire, go back into your past thoughts in the last week, 2 weeks, in the last month. There's something that came to you that you were supposed to be doing. There's something that was spoken to you that said, there's something, and it may not even make much sense to you, but if that's the thing that pops in your head, I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10, it's connected to your purpose. So it's something you might want to look into. Now, I'm saying all of this to say that the job that I do, this is a very, very difficult job to do, and I didn't even understand that I would be here. I didn't know that I would be doing any of what I'm doing right now, because I'm a hairstylist. I am a hairstylist. I have a salon, and so it's like, what's the connection between being a hairstylist and being a counselor? What's the connection between being a motivational speaker and being a counselor? I didn't see where those two things had anything to do with each other. I didn't. But there's something that when I'm behind that chair, there's something that happens, and I'm not fully in control of it. It is the heart, my heart. It is my heart, and my heart begins to work. And when my heart begins to work, my heart begins to mentor. My heart begins to counsel. My heart told me what to say in a moment of need for a client sitting in a chair. And I realized that this salon thing is a cover up, because God has been using me in a whole nother way since I've been doing hair. He's been using me to fulfill the purpose that he intended all along. And I said, so what I decided was, I'm not going to fight that anymore. I'm not going to try to choose my path anymore. I'm going to follow the one that's been set before me. Because when you stop trying to go against the grain is when you can actually live a purposeful and fulfilling life. When we stop trying to fight against what comes natural to us, that's when we start to actually see the glory of God all over our life. So I'm telling you something, because this is something that's near and dear to my heart. Is everybody going to have this huge success story? No. I'm sorry. That's just the truth of it. Everybody's not going to have this like overwhelmingly large group of people that they're supposed to reach. They're not going to have this crazy success story. But what your story is your story. The purpose for what you're supposed to accomplish is what you're supposed to accomplish. And is it great in the sight of God? Yes, it is. So at the end of the day, whether it's a large group you reach, whether it's one person that you reach, whether your story might not have impacted you, but you want your life to actually mean something. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you want to make sure that you have lived a life a full life. You've poured out, and you don't want to go home on full. You want to go home on empty. You want to make sure I've done everything on this earth that I was intended to do. I've reached as many people as I was intended to reach. Now, most of the time I'm joking around and I'm funny, but this is one of those moments where I just feel like I had some things that were said in the house. It was like, oh, we're going to go play some games. We're going to be in the quarantine, so we're going to play some games. And I was like, I ain't got time for no games. And I'm laughing about this, but this is where my mind was. Is no, if I get time to actually do some stuff that I can make a difference in life, in my life, my kids' life, and anybody else's life that's watching, then that's what I'm doing with this time. I'm not gonna waste it playing games. I'm not gonna waste it binge watching series on Netflix. I'm not gonna do that. And we have to determine whether what we're given is worth what we're putting into it. Or are you getting out of it what you should be based on what you're putting into it? We have purpose. We all have purpose. We all have purpose. Whether you realize your purpose, whether you walk your purpose out, that's going to be up to you. But the whole reason that there are jobs like this, there are positions like this, there are people like us, is to help you get there. So pray for us that we can be effective in what we do. Pray for us that we can actually help people come to a place of enlightenment about who they are, and they can walk out a life that is worth living. I believe that I have said everything that I am supposed to say to you guys today, and I am just hoping and praying that you got something out of what I said. And I am going to go live more often. I haven't done this in a while. Most of the time when I go live, it's me on Kingdom Perspective with my sister. And when you get a chance to see that, that's a pretty big deal. Like, I want you guys to actually go. You can even go back to the YouTube page where that's at. We have on the Voices of Love pages where you'll find all of the Kingdom Perspective Live videos. So you can go on there and check us out. Make sure you can type in YouTube Kingdom Perspective Live and they'll pop up. And you'll get you're going to get some good food. It's food for the soul. It's going to feed you and it's going to edify you. So you can go there and you can hear whatever it is you need to hear. Search out the topic, because the topics are on there. Search out the topic that you're dealing with in life, and I guarantee you'll get a word. So I'm saying all this to say, also, I want to get this out of the way before I forget, because I am very forgetful in this way. Follow me on YouTube. My YouTube is Your Life Coach. My YouTube is Your Life Coach, and I have a video on there. I cannot tell you why when I type in Your Life Coach, it did not show up. So I want you to go in. There's a video called It's Your Time. It's Your Time. So go and check me out on YouTube. What else do I have? Like me, follow me. Go on my Instagram, my Facebook page. I got some good stuff. Sometimes when you see me, you're going to start seeing me with guests. You're going to see me talking to some people that have walked out some stuff. You're going to see me talking to some of the people that I have mentored. And they'll be able to give you insight about how just going through this process of having a life coach or having a mentor and how beneficial it is. I don't know. I just want to say thank you to anybody who's actually gone on there and wrote a review or said that just knowing me or having conversation with me has impacted your life, because that means so much to me. It means something. Sometimes it gets so heavy because you wonder if what you're doing is actually helping. You wonder if what you're doing is actually making a difference. I grew up in a very small city. I didn't do a whole lot of it. We were kind of quarantined when I was young, if I could say it like that. My parents didn't let us do a whole lot of moving around. For the people that's in my community that's watching, I grew up in Brooksville, and I grew up in a place called the Hilltop. I was one of the the OGs that grew up on the Hilltop, for all the people who understand that. But we didn't really get to leave the Hilltop very often unless we were leaving for church. So I didn't get the connections and the experiences that I would have normally gotten had I been able to branch out and get to know some people. So there's a lot of people in my city that don't have a rapport with me. They know of me, but they don't have a rapport with me. And I'm going to do this more often so that you can get to know my heart. I don't want you to have a misconception about who God created me to be. And what better way for you to know that than for me to tell you directly. So if you ever need anybody that's sitting in my chair, I want you guys to write a comment and let these people know that she has walked this thing out. It's been a purpose. It's been something that I have actually committed to since the beginning of time. So just let people know, because that helps the cause. That also helps to give people direction into how to get the help they need. It helps to give them some kind of structure in how to walk out. I need some help. Can you tell me what to do? I've been in conversations where people can sense my gift and they'll say, can you tell me something? I'm getting messages from people all over the world, but I need my community to talk to me. I need my people to talk to me. And that's for my strength. That's personal. That's for me. But I'm going to go ahead, and I've said everything that I need to say. I am thankful for just even in this process. I'm thankful for my mindset. I'm thankful that there are people willing to adjust with grace and shift with grace. Because I believe at the end of this thing, there's going to be some businesses emerging. I believe there's going to be some greatness coming out of nowhere. We're going to start seeing things and people who took this time and utilized it wisely. And I'm excited for what's getting ready to come. Be blessed. Stay tuned for whatever is coming next. This has been your life coach signing out.